A friend of mine runs a business that I I guess you would say I'm an angel investor in, but I really don't get anything out of it other than the fact that I get to use the amenities of the business, I would say. Let's see, pop this that way. Bam. And the business itself is one of training other people in martial arts, in specifically Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai kickboxing as well. And one of the beauties of this individual is that through the martial arts, he's understood that that life itself is a struggle to not. Life is a constant expansion, a constant learning, a constant growing. And recently, because of the economic situation, he's been feeling the pressure of being an entrepreneur. The interesting thing about it is during that time, he never related the martial arts to entrepreneurship. And that's because forever we are taught, we are groomed since early age that life is given to us. And even if you're poor, even if you are not wealthy, life is given to you. And why I say that is, even if you are the poorest of the poor as a child, there are government programs that will help you to go to school, that will take you from your house to the school. There's government programs that will even take you from your house. They'll take you from your parents and have you in a system where they will educate you with what they want to educate you with. They will feed you, they will house you, they will clothe you. Of course, there are exceptions. I mean, there's exceptions in everything, but they will do everything for you. And so my friend, coming from that perspective, everybody essentially coming from that perspective, we look at life as there should be, I need to go get a job, and I will have a paycheck, and so on and so forth. So anytime you go out of that norm, things become very difficult. Things become very hard. And it feels weird. It feels different. It feels as though there's something wrong. It shouldn't be this difficult. So he was feeling a lot of pressure. He had his day job, full-time job. He also had this school that he had to run. He had to be there every day, or he had to have coaches be there every day. He had to not only be a father, not only be an employee, but also be a professor, also be a teacher, a master of martial arts, training his students. And as as this is all happening, he is feeling the pressure of inflation. He's feeling the pressure of students coming and going, having to pay rent, having to manage cash flow, having to manage recurring billing, having to manage things that he never had to do before: bookkeeping, accounting, vendors, all these different things. And things became extremely difficult. And so we were talking, we were texting back and forth. And I told him, dude, you are a white belt in business. When you are doing jiu-jitsu, think back to when you were a white belt starting jiu-jitsu. What was it like? If you've ever done any martial art, especially jiu-jitsu, the first 6 months is just surviving. The first 6 months, you have people on top of you and you're freaking out because you don't know what to do. They are cool, calm, and collected. All of their body pressure is on you. They are not losing any energy. You can barely breathe. Not only are you not able to breathe, you are losing energy because you can't breathe, and you are fighting it, so you're losing even more energy. You're constantly tensing up your body, so you're working inefficiently. And that's how it is with business. That's how it is with entrepreneurship. That's how it is with any type of risk taking, any sport. Basketball, if you just learn how to play basketball, it's hard to even dribble the ball. It's hard to shoot the ball. Everything feels awkward. You miss shots that the average kid can make blindfolded. Any sport is going to be that way. It's going to be difficult. And so I told him this on text, and I relayed that concept to him, and something clicked. For a lot of people, they would still just be like, well, it's too hard, I gotta quit, I can't handle this, and so on. Something clicked, and he remembered back when he was a white belt. He remembered what it was like and how hard it was, and the decades of work it took to get to be a black belt. It's not easy. And you're just starting to learn again when you become a black belt. That's why you have business people, entrepreneurs, who will... You have business people, you have entrepreneurs who will go bankrupt. They'll lose it all. Then they come right back. They come back again and back again and back again. There are entrepreneurs who you think are overnight successes, who you think are these amazing, amazing business people. And they, when you look at their lives, they have failed so many times more than you have. The failures are spectacular. Billions or millions of dollars down the tube. Having millions of dollars in debt that they have to pay back. Losing loved ones. Losing family. People who don't want to even talk to them anymore. You see just how much they risked. And they had every excuse to fail and to stop and to just go back to a normal quote unquote life, get a normal quote unquote job. But they decided to go back and try again and try again and try again. Not every one of them was successful. In fact, I think even Napoleon Hill, who's known as he's the Think and Grow Rich guy, who's known as the motivator for all of these, for a lot of entrepreneurs, I think he ended up dying pretty much poor because he went bankrupt as well. So not everyone's going to succeed, but you're building up your network, you're building up your skill set, you're building up your real true education, your opportunities, you're growing this net of resources that other people simply do not have. The more that you grow that net, the more that you grow all of that, the more that you're going to see that the risk is not nearly as bad as the reward. Because when you look at the ones who failed spectacularly, boom, they go up and up and up and up and up more often than not. And so I love my friend because he, rather than complain, everyone's going to complain, rather than be in despair, he turned on the freaking afterburners and was like, even if everything collapses, even if everything comes crashing down, even if all of that happens, I'm still going to go and continue and grow this thing exponentially and try and turn it into something valuable to other people. This might be the first iteration, but I can tell you that I will see this guy 5 years down the road. I will see him as a successful, very well known, very well connected, very well admired, worldwide, world renowned Jiu-Jitsu professor, because he has taken the risks that other people simply would not take in his situation. And they wouldn't get back up when they got punched in the face. So what are you taking a risk on? Because it doesn't have to be business. It could be a risk on love, somebody that you've always wanted to ask out. It could be a risk on somebody you wanted to meet, a friend somebody at the gym that you admire. One of my buddies at the place I'm going to right now, he took the risk and reached out to one of his really famous influencer in his industry, and that influencer responded back and essentially said that there is opportunity for them to work together. Left the door open. What's the risk that you're not taking right now? Take that risk. There's massive reward behind it. Even if it looks like a failure and feels like a failure, these risks that you take will lead to you living the life that you never, ever, ever thought you could ever live. What risk are you leaving on the table and not truly taking? That risk is your doorway to the next level.